X Games, the extreme sports competition known worldwide for its insane tricks, gnarly crashes, and groundbreaking events in skateboarding, BMX, motocross, and many other disciplines. For the past 29 years, some of the world's best athletes have competed here against one another to claim gold in the most prestigious extreme sports event. But, of course, it doesn't always go to plan. This is 30 minutes of the worst crashes in X Games history. I hope you enjoy the carnage. So, first up is Kyle Baldock, a rider that most BMX fans will be familiar with. He also competes in BMX Park as well as the Dirt events, and he is an X Games gold medal winner, and this is his crash from X Games Minneapolis 2018.
Up against the, he's had a gold, 3 golds before. He's looking to reclaim that. Here he goes.
Baldock is bringing some original moves right here.
Oh, ouch. Disappearing.
Right side of the course.
Wow. You never know what's happening when they fly off the course there. So Kyle Baldock, the Gold Coast of Australia, scary moment.
That double tail right there was opposite. That was definitely a huge move. But you see his hand missed the grip and he could not command the bike into the SoFi shark fin. That right hand misses. Oh.
And bike just goes flying past, unfortunately, and little dirt on his shirt, but he's still smiling, just a warrior right there.
So next up is a Polish rider known for going very big at BMX Dirt events. This is David Godziak. He's won gold here before, but of course, things don't always go to plan. This is his huge crash from X Games Minneapolis 2018.
Take the lead away from Martin. He's greater than 93. Watch out, here he comes.
It's that 720 front flip ugly into the cash roll and he survives it. All right, let's see how he does in this last jump.
The shark fin clean.
Double back flip.
And shorter this time around.
Oh man, that was a really tough break right there.
Shark fin, and down below, just same issue.
Yeah, so he tried to stall. He was thinking about doing that exit, but he knew he did not have the speed. Look at how much closer he is. Front wheel. Oh.
And so, the penultimate rider I'm featuring in today's video is Andy Buckworth. It was really tough to choose between this and the next crash on which one should get the #1 spot, and you'll see why. Andy has also won gold at the X Games before, but this time, well, it just wasn't his day.
They got the bye, the hall pass, thanks to last year's results. Here goes Andy Buckworth, 29 years of age, out of Australia.
Andy Buckworth started off with the no-handed double backflip.
Tough start for Buckworth, too. He smacked it down.
That was a really tough break because that trick he did over the first jump was huge. Double backflip, no-hander.
Yeah, his best dirt finish is 13th, and wow, he just tweaked that.
So yeah, that was a pretty nasty one. Luckily, he suffered no major injuries.
And that is going to definitely make this really interesting moving forward.
Let's go, J2E.
Under 2 minutes with Jay. You've got 2 more riders in the lineup. I think we'll get back up to top, get another round of runs. See if J2E changes up. 1, 2, 3, 2.
Oh, no.
Hey, fuck. So with X Games Medical out there quickly to check on Jay Tui.
Ever since the early days, motocross has always been a dangerous sport, with riders frequently crashing out or crashing into one another. Taking heavy slams is all par for the course, and it's a risk that these athletes are willing to take in pursuit of glory. It's quite incredible how the sport has evolved into what it is today, with freestyle motocross and riders landing insane tricks like double front flips. But, of course, it doesn't always go right. In this video, I'm going to take you through 5 of the biggest crashes in FMX history. First up is Carey Hart, not only a freestyle motocross professional, but also a very successful off-road truck racer, and he's also been married to the singer Pink for the last 18 years. He is well known for attempting the first ever Moto backflip in competition and then fully stumping it a year later. But in 2001, on his first attempt, things didn't go so well.
Is this it? Oh! Carey Hart going for the backflip, and this is what freestyle motocrossers do. They train hard to do what they want, and Carey Hart has been fixated with the backflip. He had the mind, it looked like, to throw his goggles off. He came off the line as he hit it. He kept his left hand on the bars, but it looks like his right hand, his throttle hand, blew off as he hit the takeoff. Maybe the line was a little too steep. Maybe there was too much rebound. Carey Hart just free fell from 40 feet in the sky to his feet. Carey, I'm sure he'll be just fine. Again, freestyle motocross, all about this ejecting from the motorcycle. Presence of mind to hold it all the way around. He's like a cat. He lands on his feet, and his dad, Tom Hart, did not like what he saw. It was the first to his boy. Carey throwing his goggles off, moving around. That is such a good sign.
Fortunately, he recovered very well from his injuries and was back on his bike again within a few months. So, next up is the legendary Travis Pastrana. He doesn't need too much of an introduction. He's been pioneering the sport of FMX for well over 2 decades now. He's also a very accomplished NASCAR driver and 4 times American rally car champion. And being the daredevil that he is, he even once jumped out of a plane without a parachute and trusted 2 other skydivers to catch him. Absolute madman. This was his crash at X Games 2009 when attempting the first ever Rodeo 720.
Let's watch, people. Mom hopping over the barrier. Shit. And Travis Pastrana, always willing to lay it out on the line. It looked like he just didn't get the twist right away. You saw his body accentuate to the side. Presence of mind to gas it midair to try to bring it around. You saw the puff of smoke there coming out of the exhaust, a 2-stroke motorcycle. In fast motion, Brian, I can't even imagine trying to sight and figure out where you're at, but he had the presence of mind to know where he's at. They're cheering him. Travis is giving us a bit of a push-up. Oh, wow. And he wants to run up the hill to salute the crowd. He's going to claim it. Oh, man.
This guy earns the respect.
The guy has the worst knees out of any human I've ever seen.
And next up is Jackson Strong. He's no stranger to the sport of FMX, as he's managed to win 7 X Games gold medals. He's also famous for landing the first ever dirt-to-dirt front flip on an MX bike. But at X Games Brazil in 2013, well, it just wasn't his day.
Oh, wow! Jackson Strong front flip at the very start of a freestyle run. Unbelievable. Only the second time that's ever been done in a freestyle competition, both times by Jackson Strong. Oh!
Luckily for Jackson, he got away with just a broken ankle and a few cuts and bruises. It could have been much worse. And the penultimate rider I'm featuring, Miles Richmond, who's been riding since 1994 but had his breakout year in 2003. He's famous for his huge whips and high airs in FMX Step Up. And for his crash at the 2012 Step Up event, we also get a POV angle from his helmet cam. Enjoy.
But the bottom line is, this is the highest they've ever gone at the X Games. Oh! Wow. I don't think I've...
Ow. Miles going way over the falls there.
I don't think that I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, I've never seen that either. Miles Richmond, you guys clearing the bar, no problem, but something happened. Did you guys hear the bike? Did it stall or anything?
That's what I was wondering.
That would throw the bike into an endo.
My leg's numb. Leg's numb. Broken femur, I think.
Unfortunately, Miles suffered some major injuries from this accident and was no longer able to compete in FMX, and so he took an early retirement from the sport. And finally, we have Jeremy Lusk, nicknamed Pitbull because of his tenacity on a motocross bike. He won his first gold medal at X Games 2008 and won a silver medal in the Best Trick contest. He was part of a riding group, Metal Militia, and would often feature in their videos. Sadly, we lost Jeremy in 2009 after a fatal crash, but not the one that I'm featuring here, though his spirit lives on in the world of FMX.
Yeah, he's going to do the look back, heart attack, Indian air, he said, over the...
And a tough break.
Uh-oh.
And of course, Freestyle Moto X riders are the toughest riders. Where'd it go wrong, Brian?
He extended it so big, he didn't get the rotation. He's supposed to yank right now, and he came up short. If he would have hit it a little harder, he would have came to the softer spot of the landing. He landed too high up on the landing right there.
So he came up a little bit short. How tough is this guy? He puts his arm out to break his fall. He's got to be 180 pounds.
The bike just tackles him. That's when the bike eats you. That hurts.
When bikes attack. Look at the suspension taking it. Lusk gets the arms out. He tucks and rolls. That is a full tackle. Look at his leg completely folded over his head.
And next up is Vince Byron, an athlete who is much newer to the sport, but has also seen much success winning gold medals at the X Games.
Take us to the replay of the crash. Watch his back wheel. He went into a bar spin and turn down, and he got locked up somewhere in his clothing or his t-shirt and couldn't unwind from that, and you just can't get your bike into the position it needs to. Nope. Watch his shirt right here. Something got hooked. His hand came off and clips his back wheel, and it just whips him to the flat bottom. He couldn't get his hands out in front of him, and obviously a vicious crash. Every vert rider on the deck knows the risks. There's Vince getting up on his own power after he got a thorough evaluation from our medical staff. Like I say, they all know the risk, and that's why the vert riders choose a full-face helmet. They know you cannot mess around with this thing. They go 2 stories in the air, and accidents are going to happen.
Kevin Robinson, a true veteran of the sport. This guy was competing back at the first ever X Games in 1995. Now, sadly, back in 2017, he suffered a stroke and unfortunately passed away, but his spirit lives on in the world of BMX.
Another one here tonight, or will we see somebody else standing on the tallest spot of the podium here at GoPro BMX Big Air?
Well, we're going to find out more here soon. We're early in this competition still, but Chad put down a run that could win it. But these guys all have something to say about it.
Kevin with a massive
easy.
flare.
That was a pretty harsh.
Kevin over-rotating that one.
He carried so much speed off the flip. When I mentioned before, he'll take off from one side and travel laterally across the ramp on his back flip to you know, maximize the amount of speed he can get, because Kevin's known for going real big on Big Air. That's exactly what he did on that no-handed flare.
We have some of the best medical staff in the business out here at the X Games. Of course, X Games Medical out there tending to Kevin Robinson right now. And here's what happened right before we went to break. Kevin Robinson over-rotating a no-handed flare.
Yeah, there's no way around that. That was just a really harsh impact. It was so high, full extension, and when you over-rotate, you know, and land that low, it's going to be an impact.
And then you see him as he was being taken off the ramp by X Games Medical, giving the thumbs up.
Steve McCann. Now, like Kevin, he also competed at some of the early X Games events. He's been around for a while. Now this clip is his crash at BMX Big Air, Brazil, back in 2013.
And he is the type of person that's going to be going for the win here. I mean, you could decide, like, maybe I'll do a run that'll bump me up from where I'm at now, but I expect him to send it.
And here we go, it all comes down to this last run. Gets the hands off,
And
puts it down.
Oh, no. I spoke too soon. It looked like he had it, and then, again, the nature of Big Air.
Gets thrown off the bike on that one.
I expect him to send it. And here we go, it all comes down to this last run. Gets the hands up, puts it down. I spoke too soon. It looked like he had.
Alright, so next up is another slightly newer rider, Colton Satterfield. He's also an X Games gold medal winner, and this was his massive crash in Minneapolis when attempting a double flare. Bob Burnquist, a very famous skater who's been skating professionally since the early 90s and has won many medals at the X Games. He also featured as a playable character in all of the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games. Now this was his huge crash at X Games Big Air 2012. So, as you can see here, he loses control of the board as he flies out the top of the quarter pipe, but as he falls back down, he hits his tailbone on the coping, and man, that must be one of the most painful feelings I could possibly imagine, hitting your tailbone on a metal coping from 20 feet in the air. As you can see, he was taken away on a stretcher, but managed to recover very quickly from his injuries, and was back skating again within a couple of months. Next up is Elliot Sloan, not as prolific as Bob, but a very successful skater in his own right, and he's also won gold medals at Big Air events. Now this was his nasty slam at X Games Minneapolis 2018.
Elliot Sloan owns 10 X Games medals.
87-20, solid, like it's nothing, and then tail 9.
He's
what?
Go!
Oh man, that hurt. Oh gosh. That was close, but he needed that body to go forward. Man, that is... Slams like that feel like a car accident on this ramp.
Medical getting over to him very quickly.
Oh,
he
man.
competed in Vert just a few nights ago, and he also
Really
went down
well
hard. What goes
done.
wrong here? It looked like
Just
he was going to ride away.
Everything's right. He hadn't landed one yet, and it's just solid, perfect. He needed that body forward a little bit, and that's just about it. Because I mean, he's right on, and it's his body's a little bit in the back seat, and then boom! Look at this. That is a rocker.
So Elliot Sloan there had a very similar injury to Bob Burnquist, taking a nasty hit to the coccyx. Danny Way, born on April 15th, 1974 in Portland, Oregon, spent his childhood in San Diego, California. He started skateboarding at only 4 years old at the Del Mar Skateboard Ranch, and by age 11 he would win his first contest and shortly after receive a sponsorship from Vision Skateboards. In 1989, now at 15 years of age, he became the youngest rider to win a professional vert contest, and soon after would get to feature in his first major video appearances, Public Domain, Shackle Me Not, and Hocus Pocus. In 1997, he would set the first of several world records for the biggest air ever on a skateboard at 16 feet and 6 inches. In 2003, he surpassed his own record with an incredible height of 23.5 feet. But one of the real standouts of his career took place in 2005 when Danny Way became the first skater ever to jump over the Great Wall of China. At the time, it was the largest skate ramp ever constructed, split into two sections, the 65-foot tall roll-in and then the 40-foot kicker that propelled Danny across the 80-foot gap over the Great Wall. This is what would inspire the creation of the now legendary X Games Big Air ramp.
Before I knew it, I saw the coping right in front of my feet and my shins, and I was like, oh, here we go. Felt like like I was just like a rag doll, and I felt like the coping ripped my foot off.
Wanting to walk off on his own power as only Danny does.
And then the medics took me, in the back and started assessing my foot, and they're just like, dude, your foot is pretty much blown up. We don't recommend you go back up there. We think you should call it a day.
A pretty spectacular crash there from Danny Way. Amazing how he managed to walk away from that one. The 2019 Summer X Games. Morgan Wade, Ryan Williams and James Foster are all battling it out to find out who will bring home the gold medal from Minneapolis. R. Willie is currently in first place with a score of 93.66 after landing a 720 front flip over the gap into a front flip flare on the quarter pipe. Foster needs something huge to knock Ryan off of the top spot. He visualizes his gold medal winning run, a backflip triple tail whip into a quadruple down whip. Unfortunately, things did not go to plan.
Has the lead with the 93.66. James Foster sends it. So far, so good into the quarter pipe. James. But that is a hard hit.
As can be seen from R. Willie's reaction, this was a truly horrific crash. He just watched one of his best friends almost meet his demise. James was then carted off a ramp on a stretcher as the crowd applauded, not because they enjoyed what they had just witnessed, but because they were just glad he survived. A few weeks later, James posted this on his Instagram, showing an X-ray of his femur. The femur is the longest, heaviest and strongest bone in your body. It takes tremendous force to break it, and Foster's was completely destroyed. But fortunately, he also shared the news that he had just gone through an operation to fit a new custom titanium hip, which would allow him to ride again. The wonders of modern medicine and technology. The year is 2007. The X Games Skateboard Big Air event is in full swing, and the professional skateboarder Jake Brown is at the top of his game. He hopes to clinch the win by landing a 720 over the mega ramp for the first time. But then, this happened.
Oh man, that was the heaviest slam we've ever seen.
Born on the 6th of September 1974 in Sydney, Australia, Jake Brown was just your average kid. Not too athletic, not too into sports, but he would quickly develop a big interest in skateboarding. He lived in Sydney with his mother until the age of 12, by which time he had already become a talented young skater. He would remain in Sydney, now living with his dad, until the age of 16, when he left this arrangement with his father to relocate to Melbourne to follow his passion, and began skating with Vert legends such as the Pappas brothers, Jason Ellis and Gary Valentine. During an Australian tour in the mid-1990s, professional skateboarder Danny Way, the inventor of the legendary mega ramp, was so impressed by Brown's skateboarding that he actually encouraged him to relocate to the United States. Way explained in 2013, "The first time I met Jake, right then, I knew this kid has got some crazy talent. His ability to skate at 16 was abnormal, and it was obvious to me that Jake was going to be a future skateboarding star." He would then go on to win almost every single contest he entered within the next few years. From winning gold medals at the X Games, half-pipe ramp comps in Beijing, Paris and France, to being named by Transworld as a 2005 Vert Skater of the Year. It seemed like Jake was an unstoppable force, to the point where he was even immortalized as a video game character in the Electronic Arts Skate video game series, debuting in the spin-off Skate It and also appearing in the highly regarded sequel Skate 2. And that brings us to the 2007 X Games event, the contest that exposed Jake Brown to the entire world. You all know the story. He somehow walked away from arguably the gnarliest slam of all time. After winning silver the previous year, Jake prepares for his 5th and final jump of the Big Air competition. His routine will be judged based on difficulty and execution of the tricks. Currently in first place, he hopes to clinch the win by completing the first ever 720-degree turn in Big Air competition. He completes 2 360-degree revolutions, but lands too far to the left. He carves his board to the right to adjust his position, but this throws off his timing. As he goes airborne, he straightens his crouched legs, propelling him 30 feet away from the quarterpipe. Desperately, he flails his legs, hoping to situate his body for a rolling landing. Unfortunately, this doesn't work. He falls 45 feet onto the hardwood floor. The impact was so violent that Brown's shoes flew off his feet and landed several meters away.
Oh man, that was the heaviest slam we've ever seen.
Jake lays unconscious as the medical team rushes in. For 8 minutes, he is motionless, the crowd looking on in horror. Fortunately and miraculously, Jake regains consciousness and makes it back to his dressing room. His injuries included a fractured wrist, fractured vertebrae, bruised liver, bruised lung, ruptured spleen, and concussion. He was extremely lucky to survive. Hope you all enjoyed watching. Make sure to leave a like down below if you did, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss what's coming next. For now, I hope you all take care and have a great day. See you in the next one.